It has been quite the offseason shakeup for the Seattle Seahawks. Players once staples of the franchise now gone. New players have been added in free agency and the draft, and the latter have potential. One of those guys, defensive end Ziggy Ansah, who was officially signed yesterday. It was a big pickup after the team traded star defensive end Frank Clark before the NFL draft in April. Ansah signed a one-year deal worth $5.5 million guarantee. It's a solid deal considering he has battled a lot of injuries after his 2015 Pro Bowl season. The former Detroit Lions player just hasn't been the same since. The rumor is he might be held out at the beginning of the season to make sure he's healthy, but if his health holds up, he's the most proven edge rusher on the team already. If you compare Ansah's stats with the current players on the Seahawks roster, his potential means a lot. Nobody else on the Seahawks roster had more than 5.5 sacks last year. Cassius March matched that number by playing last year with the San Francisco 49ers. To put this into perspective, Ansah had more sacks in 2017 than each of the other guys on this list have their entire NFL careers. So the hope for the Seahawks is if he can stay healthy, he's going to be a big-time threat to opposing offenses. Seattle also chose rookie defensive end LJ Collier in the first round of the NFL draft to help out. More big news came this week when the Seahawks released safety Chancellor. He was one of the Legion of Boom members that helped the Seahawks capture its first Super Bowl title in franchise history. The hard-hitting safety had 641 tackles, 12 interceptions, and 44 pass breakups in his 8 seasons with Seattle, but he hasn't played since November 2017 because of a neck injury. So that's one important member of the secondary not coming back. Also, Earl Thomas is no longer on the roster. He's now with the Baltimore Ravens. No member of the Super Bowl winning Legion of Boom secondary is on the roster anymore. They also lost Justin Coleman, the team's best cornerback last year, in free agency to the Detroit Lions. The Seahawks will need to look for leadership through its safeties. Strong safety Bradley McDougald had 3 interceptions last year, and free safety Tedrick Thompson got valuable reps when Thomas decided not to play. The other big notable release, wide receiver Doug Baldwin. He finished second in franchise history in receiving touchdowns and third in receptions and yards. He was dealing with a lot of injuries through his, though he had shoulder and knee surgery after his last season, and then he had sports hernia surgery in March. The stat production is going to be a big drop-off. He's been Russell Wilson's favorite target for so long. With Baldwin not at full strength last season, receiver Tyler Lockett was producing. He had nearly 1,000 yards and caught 10 touchdowns. He'll be the go-to guy for Wilson this season. The Seahawks thought Baldwin might not be a part of the team this season before the NFL draft, so they drafted some dudes who can help out, like DK Metcalf and Gary Jennings. And both those guys have similar speed and running route abilities as well as Baldwin does.